Samsung's profits declined for the 7th quarter in a row. Caller ID app Truecaller is raising $100 million. The Top Gear crew is coming to Amazon Prime, and more. It's Thursday, July 30th, and this is Crunch Report. Well, it's downer time for Samsung, whose profits continue to fall. The company reported its 7th quarterly decline in Q2, due in large part to competitors like Xiaomi, which pushed out Samsung as China's top smartphone maker in 2014. The company is also reportedly planning price cuts for its flagship Galaxy S6 and S6 Edge smartphones. Some numbers. Net profit dropped to 5.75 trillion won, that's $4.9 billion, in the second quarter, which is a decline of 8% from the year-ago quarter. Its mobile phone unit's operating profit plummeted 37.6% year-over-year, and Samsung's operating profit margin in the last quarter was 10.6%, which is quite a decrease from 15.5% in Q2 2014. There is some good news, though. Samsung's semiconductor unit, which makes chips for both Samsung and other smartphone makers like Apple, increased its profit to 3.4 trillion won from 1.86 trillion won a year earlier. The company's consumer electronics division, that's TVs, refrigerators, other home appliances, made a 210 billion won profit, which is down from 770 billion won a year ago. I'm quoting everything in South Korean won, in part because a rise in the currency during this quarter was a big part of that drop in profits because it made exporting products more expensive in Europe and in the US. Okay, scoop time! TechCrunch has learned that Truecaller, that's a caller ID app based in Sweden that now has 150 million users, the majority of which are in India, is looking to raise around $100 million at a $1 billion valuation and has hired Morgan Stanley to lead the deal. Truecaller combines directory services with spam blocking and other smart SMS services. It also brings in crowdsourced information from the app's users, including your own address book. You can also opt out of being listed altogether. Big data analytics, machine learning, those let Truecaller offer services beyond caller ID, though, like predicting who you might want to call next based on where you are, what time of day it is, what the top reported spam number is in your area at the moment. It's cool stuff. With 80 million users in India alone, Truecaller wants to expand to other markets, such as the US, and will build out the company's office in the Bay Area with projections to hit 300 million users this year. The company makes revenues through in-app purchases for premium features and from advertising, and reportedly may launch a paid version by the end of this year. Do you track your activity regularly, count your daily steps, monitor your heart rate? A company called Human, which has a fitness tracker for iOS and encourages you to be active for at least 30 minutes a day, because it's good for you, is sharing some of the data that it's collecting in order for all of us to know more about how we rank against others all over the world, sharing data almost in real time for 900 cities, anonymously, of course. For example, according to Human's community, the most active city on the platform over the past few days has been Berlin, followed by Barcelona, Stockholm, and Milan, Europe. Big cities, lots of walking, it makes sense. Will that make you walk around more? Maybe, but even if it doesn't, it is cool to see how random activities happening worldwide start to show patterns of behavior that change based on location. Human currently tracks 3 million people and can even group types of activity: walking, running, cycling, and others. After buying food delivery startup OrderUp earlier this month, Groupon is starting its own U.S. delivery and takeout service called Groupon To Go. It's going to start in Chicago, where the company's been pilot testing 500 restaurants since March. Groupon says that it'll expand to other metro regions throughout the year, including Boston and Austin in the fall. While the world really doesn't need another on-demand food delivery business, really doesn't, Groupon says that it can beat competitors' prices by taking the consumer-facing 10% discount out of its own commissions on orders. The company also says food and drink is one of the company's largest and most popular categories already. Thousands of restaurants are looking for ways to promote their own takeout and delivery options using Groupon. OrderUp still operates under its own brand name and offers food delivery in 40 cities across the US and will have its technology bundled into Groupon To Go as well. As for this saturated market of food delivery services, Groupon does have a leg up as far as users go. 25 million active uniques in North America, compared to Grubhub, which only has 5.9 million. Are you a fan of Top Gear? If you're a citizen of Earth, probably. So you might be happy to hear that the original trio behind the popular UK TV show has signed a deal with Amazon And Prime members in the UK will be able to stream the new car show starting in 2016, with Prime members in the US, Japan, Austria, and Germany probably getting it too in what the company calls a global TV deal. In case you haven't followed the drama, back in March, the BBC did not renew Top Gear host Jeremy Clarkson's contract following, quote, unprovoked physical and verbal attacks. After he left, his two co-hosts, Richard Hammond and James May, and then the executive producer Andy Wilhelm, all quit the show. So the Amazon show won't be named Top Gear. The BBC actually holds the copyright to that name. But it will be a car show, and Amazon has already committed to 3 seasons. The Wall Street Journal previously reported that there was a bidding war between Netflix and Amazon for this show. So it's safe to say, original content, still hot. And according to the BBC, the original Top Gear show had a global audience of 350 million people. That's a lot. And that's the report for today. I'm Sarah Lane. Crunch Report airs Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, right here on TechCrunch.com. We will see you tomorrow.